dang, that was a quick game prediction. We're not even there yet.
Hello, we are live. It's the NHL Pearlo Wisdom Show. And it's hotter than heck in here, man. Hotter and hot. Like, normally we don't get this hot in Alberta. It's crazy. So, hey, Mercer, Devondra, how you doing? We got E-Money in the house. That's why it's also hot in here. Because E-Money.
It's yeah,
E-Money's in the
yeah. It
house.
was yeah. I'm burnt, man. I was coaching earlier, and the sun is just warming me out. I gotta go back there at 6 o'clock. Feels like 102 in Maryland right now. Not too far from Baltimore. I live 20 minutes from Baltimore. Whatever, it doesn't matter. More importantly, though, I think the plan is for Perlo and I to talk about that Game 7 between the Islanders and the Lightning. It was so hard for me to not watch that game Friday night
Yeah.
because I had to go to my girlfriend's cousin's birthday party. I'm sitting there. I'm like Tyron Biggums. I'm like, I need hockey.
Yeah.
Like Game 7, it's the most important. I mean, if it was Game 1, Game 2, big eye, whatever, I can miss that. It's fine. But Game 7, I was like, man, I need to know what's going on here. And like, I deleted that. I like stayed away from social media, told all my friends, don't talk to me about the game. And then the next day, like, I would, long story short, I basically am like a super busy guy. So I just like kind of zipped through whatever goals were scored and then watched the whole third period. And I was like, wow, that game ended up just being 1-0. And then Tampa got the one goal when they were shorthanded. So pretty much it was just a shutout, both teams 5-on-5. I thought that both goalies looked pretty good. Varlamov was facing more shots. Vasilevsky, sorry. He only had 18 saves, an 18 save shutout. I feel like that like doesn't happen very often. So it's like he could have just sat there and like drank a beer the entire game. Like, all right, whatever, because he wasn't really facing too many high danger chances Friday night, and
Yeah.
his team was just doing some awesome shot blocking. The Islanders had a hard time getting good shots on goal. They pushed a little harder towards the end. I felt that there was like a few scoring chances. There was one where Barzal like almost for sure would have had a goal, but the puck like bounced over his stick. Like he was like right here, and like the left side of the net was open, and he was like ready to just slap it in there, but the puck just bounced right on over. So maybe that would have been a goal, maybe not, because I still believe that Vasilevsky is the best goaltender in the world. I don't really think it's much of a debate right now. The dude does great in the regular season. The dude does great in the postseason. He is pretty much a Hart finalist every single year. He may or may not win it this year. I don't know when they announced that award. I haven't been paying attention to the awards that much lately as to what's been announced. But overall, it looked like a relatively hard fought game, a little lower scoring than I thought, because I thought it was going to be 3-2 Lightning in overtime. So Lightning are back in it. I'm super excited for the Cup final. I really wish it was Islanders and Canadians, but yeah, Lightning and Canadians will be a good one.
Yeah. As far as the Vegas, or sorry, the Lightning and Islanders game, the Islanders just got to get more scoring. Enough already. Like, quit beating your head against the wall and trying to, to rock a roster that has virtually no real scorers on it. They didn't have enough chances in that game, like you said. I mean, yeah, they play well defensively and all of those sort of things like that, and they look for their spots, and it works to a certain degree. But when they come up against a team like Tampa Bay, who's stacked offensively all through their lineup, they're pretty much like it's pretty tough for them to win. And so that in the off season to me is something that they're going to have to address. But I said that last year and the year before, and they don't seem to do it.
But they
They
haven't won a cup yet, though.
what's that?
They haven't won a cup.
Well, they're not, I don't think they're going to until they get some more offense in that lineup. I mean,
Yeah,
Bailey's not getting any younger. Uh, their top scorers. If Lee's back, I mean that helps a certain degree, but he's not getting any younger either. They have older guys in the lineup. Paggio, they spent a lot of money on Paggio, and he's great, but
yeah.
he's not going to pot you goal after goal. Although he didn't do too bad in the playoffs this year.
He has a good 2A game.
He has. that's the thing is all their guys have a good two-way game, but there's not enough on the one-way in the two-way. They need somebody who can
That's a good point.
score goals.
Yeah, and they and
Uh,
they and they need their defensemen to get more involved in the offense too. So to me, those are the two weaknesses that stand with that team. They need those scoring wingers, and they need more defense. They need defensemen that can get involved in the offense. So to me, those are the two things that stick out with what they need to improve on.
yeah, their transition game is pretty simple. It's like a rugby style, and that can work for a bit. But it's like even Montreal kind of has that too. But they do have guys like Weber that
Mm.
can move the puck pretty quick. Letty is a guy that does that. Um, but overall, it's really I think they could survive with their defense, but they have to find a shooter somewhere. They have to
Yeah,
find a shooter somewhere.
yeah.
Uh, Green and Cizikas want to stay. Okay, I
Let's
mean
not forget about Petrie from Montreal. He gets involved in the offense a
Petrie.
little
Yeah,
bit.
there's another one too. Yeah,
Yeah,
Petrie.
he was awesome. And a crazy stat is that Weber only has one goal this whole playoffs, just one.
Yeah,
Um, so, anyways, yeah, that's awesome analysis. And I missed the wig, man. Where's the wig at?
no more wig. No more wig.
Hmm.
We're gonna do something else when we're starting to do picks for realsies, and then I'll have I don't know another dare month or something like that, probably in the regular season. But as far as this game is concerned, what was the final score again? Yeah,
One
1-0.
nothing
Right,
for
right,
game
1-0.
7.
Yeah,
So NHL Hockey News reports is a good point. I agree. Golden Knights need a top line center because Stevenson isn't really. I don't even know if he's really a two center, let alone a one center. Definitely not a one center. So they need that extra center. Like if the Golden Knights had like a McKinnon or Dryside or even like someone like Backstrom,
or
that
Eichel.
team that or yeah. Oh, I could see Vegas doing that. I could see Vegas making a big push for Eichel. Eichel on there would be so filthy.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm very curious to see where he ends up going to. Green and Zizekas, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think Islanders will use Wallstrom a little bit more. Um, Next year they'll have to do that. Uh, Montreal's lost the playoff. Yeah, I think it's actually true. Um, yeah, Hedman's not 100% though. He already said before the playoffs he needs surgery. I actually thought why am I forgetting his name? McDonough. I think he's been the best defenseman for the Lightning this playoffs. I'm not sure that's a hot take or not. He was awesome that game 7 at least. He was doing a good job breaking up passes and like just doing his own thing from his own zone. I think he's had a pretty impressive playoffs. I mean, he's not going to be in Conn Smythe territory. I mean, let's be honest. If the Canadians win the Stanley Cup, no doubt about it, Price is getting the Conn Smythe. There's no debate. There's no question. Let's
oh
not
yeah,
overthink it.
yeah, yeah,
Price is the Conn Smythe favorite right
for
now.
sure. Yeah,
Where's that stat? I like stats. He is at 12-5, 2.02 GAA, and a 9.34 save percentage, and one shutout. This team doesn't have any business being there. I mean, Toffoli's been good, Suzuki's been good. Some of their lower line guys, Stahl's been good too. Their centers have played well. Deneau's done a. I don't know, I probably said that wrong, but whatever. Deneau's done a good
no, you
job, like
said it
shutting down the
exactly right.
center. Really? Okay,
Yeah,
I suck at pronouncing names, but like really, this is a lot of it has to do with Carey Price. A lot of it has to do with him. And then Tampa Bay, you have three people that are in that conversation. Kucherov, who has 27 points in 18 games and 22 assists, and you have Braden Point, 14 goals, three game-winning goals in 18 games, and Lassie, who's at a 1.99 GAA, a 9.36 save percentage, four shutouts. But two of them I kind of take with a grain of salt. That game 7, 18 saves, like I said, he could have drank a beer and like they would have won game 5 where they smacked the Islanders 8-0. He had 21 saves. So really, like, yeah, four shouts is cool, but like those two numbers don't really impress me all that much. Don't get me wrong, like Vassie's been awesome this playoffs. Like if someone held a gun in my head and told me to pick one of them for the Conn Smythe right now, this very moment, I think I would say Braden Point because he has the 14 goals, three game-winning goals, an incredible streak. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if Kucherov got it or Vasilevsky got it. And one thing about Vasi that's been impressive, 4 series in a row going back to the Cup final when they beat the Stars last year, 4 series in a row, he's closed it with a shutout. Like he just shuts it down. Like, all right, this series is over. I'm shutting this out. Like that's so, and that's a crazy stat. That's a very impressive stat. Another impressive stat, because again, I like stats. Tampa Bay has not lost 2 playoff games in a row, going back to the year that they got swept by the Jackets. So it's hard to beat this team twice in a row.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're very consistent that way. Uh, Pel- Case was said Pellich is. I don't even. I don't know why Pellich would be underrated by now. Now we should already know that Pellich is one of the top, 7 or 8 defensive defensemen in the league. But apparently he's still underrated. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's in the on the Islanders, and because a
Final
lot
Palat?
a Pellich,
Yeah, yeah, he's
Adam,
yeah.
Adam Pellich. I think maybe because he's on the Islanders and the Trotz's system takes away the credit from a lot of players that way, but he'd be great anywhere. He's up there with the Slavins of the world and stuff like that. Yeah, he's fantastic. People keep on asking me the Pearlo dance.
I think Palat's their best defenseman. I like the way he
Pulak,
played this playoffs.
Pulak. It's a toss up between the two. You can make
He
a
was doing
case for both.
I've seen him do a good job breaking up passes. Let's not forget about that game-saving block, and I think that was
Uh,
game 6 or 4. I don't know. I think it was game 4. I don't know. I just think he's just there at the right time.
I mean, you can make a case for both. He has a little more offense because he's got a bigger shot, but like a bigger shot on the point. He's got a huge shot on the point. Actually, he's got a freaking boomer back there. But yeah, like but yeah, by now Pellet shouldn't really be considered underrated. But okay, going back to because you know how I am. You like the stats and the previews and all that, and I do like it. But I love looking at what teams are going to do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, Eichel to Vegas would be absolutely ridiculous. It would be the package they would have to give. Like if they did that, they would have nothing left in their system whatsoever. They're just like, I don't care. We don't care about tomorrow at all. And they have shown to do that too. So you just never know. But they would have to give up so much to get him. But if they did, like just imagine Eichel, Stone, and Pacioretty. Woo, man,
Yeah.
that would be insane. Uh, okay. Anyways, that that series in Montreal, I still say that the guy that doesn't get enough credit is Perry, and we're going to see what he does in Tampa Bay because he's been able to get that team, but I think he's the leader of that. Has been able to get under everybody's skin that they played. This could be a little more difficult in Tampa Bay, I think. However, watch Kucherov. Kucherov, by the way, apparently it's rumored right now that he has broken ribs.
Kucherov.
Yeah, Kucherov has broken
I was
ribs.
wondering what the injury was. Clearly, he's not 100%.
Yeah, I don't think you'd have to trade patches for Eichel. Uh,
Yeah, Perry has
like
had a good
that
playoffs.
apparently is the injury. Of course, he's denying it, and he says he's going to play. So they're freezing the crap out of him. And you can
Yeah.
be sure as heck that they're going to be focusing on that injury as far as ribs are concerned.
Yeah, they gotta win.
The whole thing that happened there with Mayfield when he gave him the cross check that did not break his ribs. I think it might have broken them more. I think Kucherov was playing with an injury such as that at that time, and they probably knew it, and they were attacking that area to make it, and that'll happen again. If he does have broken ribs, I can't see Kucherov finishing the series.
Yeah.
Not with a team
Especially
like
how heavy the Canadians play.
Yeah, not with a team like Montreal. He's going to have to play totally perimeter. So that evens out the playing field quite a bit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I agree with that. And one thing to look at too, that is a good point that someone put in the comment sections. Yeah, Armia is in that COVID protocol, but also too, the interesting thing is that Montreal PK versus the Tampa Bay power play. Montreal's sitting at a 93.5% penalty kill. I think Tampa's power play is at like a 37 or something like that. Montreal has not allowed a power play goal since I think it was game 5 against the Leafs. I was looking at that stat the other night, and I was like, wow, this PK is just doing some legendary stuff right now. And I'm curious to see how that matchup goes once we see the special teams get involved and everything like that too. So yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting Cup final. Montreal was the last team to make it into the playoffs. I think they were ranked 18th overall, but I just say ranked 16th out of 16th because those are the amount of teams that made the playoffs. So I don't even know if a seed that low has ever won the Cup. I don't know if there's a number behind that. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, this Montreal team basically has no business being there, but Price is just a man on a mission right now. The team's been through a lot of adversity. I might as well even go ahead and make my cut prediction. I like doing that stuff too. So me personally, it's hard to call. I think Tampa Bay is the rightful favorite. They're the champions. You look at the team on paper, Tampa no doubt is the better team on paper, but that doesn't really necessarily always matter in hockey. Vegas was supposed to mop the floor with the Canadians. I had Vegas beating them in 5. I was wrong. The only series where I predicted the Canadians to win was against the Jets. I was like, all right, they're going to beat the Jets. I still don't think the Jets are good. And then I almost picked them against the Leafs. My gut told me to, but ultimately I listened to my brain. Um, so that being said, this team has been underdogs every single round they have been in. They're underdogs again. He's been through hell and back this year. They're coaching the COVID protocol. I don't think he's coached since like game 3 against Vegas. I think they said he's supposed to come back in game 3 in the final, if I'm not mistaken. Now you get Armia out, which like that's not really that big of a deal. He's very replaceable. Injuries throughout the season. A coach got fired. A coach comes in. An interim coach is doing this now. There's just so much that this team has gone through. And I talked about it on the show a couple days ago. Recent teams that have won the cup have gone through adversity, have breaking either droughts or breaking, or I guess broke curses or win their first one. Like the Caps won their first one in 2018, the Blues won their first one in 2019, the Lightning won their first one since 2004 in 2020. So the Canadians haven't won one since 1994. This team's going to be hungrier. And I don't know if anybody here's a Game of Thrones fan. I'm about to make a bomb analogy here. This Canadians team is going to be hungrier than Ramsey Bolden's dogs. Think about that. They 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 bit his face off. They were hungry. They were like, nom, 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 nom. The Canadians are going to be hungrier than those dogs. That's what's going to happen. There's beast that just bit Bolden to death. That's how hungry this Canadians team is going to be. Like, does Tampa have that hunger where they just won it basically a little less than a year ago? Another thing I'm looking at too, like you said, Kucherov has the possible broken ribs. There's no way Hedman's 100%. Stamkos is bound to get injured at some point because he always does. So I'm going to go bold here. I'm taking Montreal in 6. They win their first cup since 1993.
that
I think they got it. I think they'll pull the upset.
I wouldn't surprise me. This is probably one of the first series where went into and I'm really on the fence about it. Um, it's been a long time, but I'm rooting for Montreal for sure. I'm rooting for Montreal, but um, it's Vasilevsky against Price. I mean,
Yeah,
that Tampa team, if they can get any open ice at all, they can crush you.
that's
Uh,
true.
like even with Kucherov with the injury, they still got so much depth on their bottom lines. I think it's going to be Montreal in 7. I'm going to say Montreal in 7, but I mean, I really I'm scared to take anything other than Montreal because I picked them to lose every round so far.
Not me. I knew they beat the Jets.
Yeah, you had them to beat the Jets.
I was the only one that said that. I think that was me and was Peyton on there? I don't know. I can't remember. But anyways, keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, well I'm gonna write down some of these. Anyways, for the
Oh
Islanders,
yeah,
like
sure. Then.
who scored the goal for Tampa Bay?
Oh, was it Goodrow? I
Goudreau.
think.
Okay,
I think it was
A-
him.
H and R had Goudreau to score the winning goal.
Oh
Hockey
wow!
news reports.
Oh
Let's get some
snap!
hype in the
Yeah.
chat.
It was. Oh, maybe it was Yanni Gord. Might have been. I'm
Oh
real
no,
stupid.
it was Yanni Gord. That's right. Nobody had it.
Yeah. Oh,
Never
whoops. I'm
mind.
sorry.
I got to
Yeah.
reverse Perlo dance that.
All right. Let's see these predictions here. So Devondra is saying Montreal in 6. I knew you'd pick Montreal
Ah, I
there.
forgot my pen.
Oh gosh,
Jeez.
Tampa in 4
We'll do.
games. Perler, do you want me to write it down?
Yeah, if you
I,
could, and then tell me after. Write it down. I forgot my pen, and
I,
I'm in my room because it's too freaking.
I can write it. Hey, Perlo, I can write it down and then send it to you
Yeah,
um, when we're done here. So hold
perfect.
on, let me go here.
Do that.
So Devondra, he's gonna say Habs. What was it? What'd you say, Devondra? Habs in 6. Perlo, Habs
And 7.
7. Me, Habs 6. I just think the Habs are gonna wear down Tampa Bay. That's my guess at least. Okay, Joey is saying Tampa in 6.
There's. It just also seems like this might be the only time again the Price gets a chance too, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be his last chance for a cup, in my
May
opinion.
it could be. It could be. You never
Because
know.
like I was saying in the show the other day, I can totally see the Canadians missing the playoffs next year. It's such a weird hockey's such a crazy sport because they're not built for the regular season; they're built for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. And it's an 82 game regular season to get in the playoffs next year, so it's a lot different. CL, welcome, man. We're doing picks
Oh, hot.
series prediction picks here, and
NHL News is saying Bolts in 7.
Bolts and 7 for H&R. H&R
Yeah.
saying that? He's a Montreal fan, so
Yeah, wait, who's the hockey news report again? I forget.
what's that?
He does his own shows or something,
Yeah,
right?
he has his own show. Yeah,
Oh, that's
he
cool.
has his own channel. I
Oh, that's tight. I'll have to get on there.
mean,
All
yeah.
right. Lord Dankin or whatever.
Lauren,
Bolts
yeah,
and
Lauren
6.
Darkin. Under
Bolts.
every game, Devondre, yeah. Under 5 every game.
So nobody's predicting a sweep.
No, yeah.
That rarely ever happens in a cup final.
This is probably one of the more interesting finals I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
It's
So the
like,
last one that was in a sweep was 1998.
what was that?
And that
Detroit?
was when the Red Wings gave the
Yeah,
Capitals a
I
spanking.
was going to say
Of course
Detroit, yeah.
of course it'd be against the Capitals.
Hmm.
Actually, I think they swept the Flyers the year before too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, they swept the Flyers the year before. Wow. Jeez. Well, that doesn't really. I mean, Red Wings were just so ridiculous back then that it's just nobody could beat them.
Who knows what's going to happen? This has been the craziest playoffs ever. Like
It's
last year I was all over Tampa over Dallas. That was easy. Like it was
Yeah, I knew Tampa would win against Dallas. I was pretty confident in that one because Tampa was going through all that adversity, like I've been talking about all show long so far. If you guys get tired of me saying that word, just let me know because
no.
that's it's just so big in hockey because of the long season, the grind, and everything. I mean, it impressed me that Tampa did that good without Stamkos. Um, and I just felt they were the better team all through. I think they beat Dallas. Was that in 5 or 6? I think it was in 5. But yeah,
CL takes Tampa in 5.
this playoffs is more exciting because you have the fans too, and hopefully Montreal can like open up more. It like makes no sense. Like, all right, let's barely have fans, but there's going to be a gajillion people outside the stadium, all like this next to each other. I don't know. Whatever. Society sucks. So, anyways,
Yeah, whatever. I don't. None of my business. Do what
yeah,
you.
it's out of my control. I just like to see the hype. I like hype. I
Yeah.
like that, like rah rah rah, like let's go, let's go,
Yeah.
let's go. Like,
Do you have
I'm,
Mercers?
yeah, Mercer said Habs in 7.
Yeah, they got it.
I got you, buddy. So far, I have Devondra saying Habs in 6, Perlo Habs in 7, myself, E Money Habs in 6, Joey Bolts in 6, Kyle Mercer Habs in 7, NHL News Bolts in 7, Lordankin Bolts in 6, and CL Habs in 5. Habs in 5. Oh wow, that's pretty bold.
Habs in 5. Yeah,
Oh wait, I'm
that's
sorry, I'm sorry.
wow.
Tampa in 5. Oh
Tampa in
whoops.
5.
Yep,
Yeah,
whoops.
it's weird. There's
I
one
mean that.
part of me that thinks that Montreal just never came up to this kind of competition and is going to get shellacked. But like they haven't come up against. They did kind of come up against goaltending like this. Fleury was pretty much like that.
Yeah,
The only thing is this is the first series where they're going up against a team of center depth because
yeah,
Winnipeg
that's
lost their
true.
center depth when they lost Shifley.
Yeah,
Toronto lost
game.
their center depth when they lost Tavares,
Yeah,
and
because they lost
Vegas
the Vars in like game 1 or game 2.
yeah, and Vegas had no center depth to begin with. So
That yeah, that's a good point.
this is going to be the
But
first
Stamkos
time,
will get injured at some point.
maybe.
It always happens. He's made of glass. I don't hate the guy. I'm just saying that he is made of glass. Like he is
I
frozen.
don't know if he's made of glass so much as that is the injuries have affected him so much. But it looks like he's fine this year. It looks like he's finally going
It's
to
a
make
hot
it.
take. But oh wait, no, he probably has a no movement clause. I was gonna say Tampa should just leave Stamkos
No,
exposed.
they're never going to do that. No way. They
Yeah, but
would
yeah,
never.
he's the captain, but like he's always injured. Like I swear, he's always injured.
In that market, they could never do that. They'd lose so many fans. Oh my God.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
There's
they would
no
make a
way.
lot of fans angry.
Yeah, he's been a warrior for them
Two
for
straight for Perry. Hey, three straight for Pat Maroon. Pat Maroon's trying to go for that three-peat.
Pat Maroon, and that's going to be the big. And we talked about that before. I'm going to really like. Now this is another thing. We have Perry, but this is the first time Perry's gone against a team that has somebody like him. Pat Maroon is just like him. Like they're both kind of the same kind of player, the
Yeah,
jawing back and forth. Like in
yeah,
Toronto, who was going to do what Perry does? Like who's going to be that like
yeah.
elite agitator? Nobody. Winnipeg, probably the like nobody really. I don't. And Vegas you did, but they didn't play him all the time.
Yeah, Ryan Reeves got like scratched.
Reeves,
Yeah, he got
yeah.
scratched a lot. I
Why?
would have played him more.
I would have
Yeah,
played him
that
all
was a
the
little
time.
confusing.
That
That
was
was a little
kind of stupid.
confusing.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, the board did a few like questionable things. I mean, he should have kept Leonard in those games in a row, but whatever. But I mean, they need a center bad. They need like that top guy. If they can trade for Eichel, then yeah, they probably would be cup favorites, rightfully so, because they're not going to lose anybody to Seattle. Um, so I mean, yeah. That being said, it's a very interesting cup final. I'm gonna look that up. If a 16th seed, I guess you would say 16th seed overall. I'm gonna look that up. Lowest seed to win the Stanley Cup because now I'm curious.
I think that would be my guess would be L.A. or Carolina. Carolina was pretty low. I know the Carolina Edmonton series final was the two lowest seeds to ever play against each other in a final.
Oh, really? What
Yeah,
seeds were they?
they were both. I think Carolina was either seventh or eighth in in the division in the conference, and Edmonton was eighth in the conference. Something
Let's
like
see.
that. That would be the. I think Carolina might have been the lowest seed to win. That would be my guess. But LA was pretty low one time when they won it too. Can you do? Yeah, yeah. We'll do the game scores. We got lots of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost the whole stream is going to be dedicated to this series and this game. So maybe like
Oh, yeah. Preds were close in 2017, but the Pens beat them in six. I think it was in six.
Pens beat who?
The Preds.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because yeah, I think Preds were the eighth seed in in the West Conference.
Yeah, that was the year they went out and got Forsberg, I think. Just before the playoffs, they got Forsberg. Nashville did. I could be, nor was that. No, 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 because they didn't do well when they got Forsberg. Anyways, Fisher had a killer playoffs that year. He was a freaking awesome, and Rene was
Phil.
insane. Having Leafs in the first round helped the Habs. Yeah, I think that gave them a lot of confidence. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I I
Because
really
they went like what 11-2 after that, after they got 3-1.
yeah, that built up their confidence quite a bit. But I really thought, and a lot of people thought it was, including people that were on the stream, thought it was stupid that they didn't play Caulfield and Kokaniemi in the first game of that
Yeah,
series.
Caulfield's been
And
rolling.
I kind of understood that because when you win the cup, it's got to be a whole team game, man. It's got to be everybody. So and
Yeah,
also there's a warrior mentality that comes with it, and you don't understand. Very few players know what that is until they get older. That's why it's good to
yeah.
have veterans. And they put Stahl in, and who else was it that they? I can't remember what veterans that they put in instead of them, but Stahl was one of them, anyways. And they it really helps, especially the veterans. It makes them feel like they're part of the team, especially when they're new to the organization. And Stahl came in late, right? So he played them first. He said, "Show these kids what it means to be a warrior out there." Then, especially Kokaniemi, because, or especially Caulfield, because Kokaniemi was already did it one time. He already played, so he can be sitting there going, "Collie, watch Stahl, watch these guys. This was what it means, and support the coach." I thought it was a good move, and it worked because well, obviously, I guess it's results orientated, but it got results because look where they are. Yeah. Are you still there, bud?
Yeah, I'm still there. I was
Oh,
just
okay,
letting
good.
you.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
was
go
just letting
ahead.
you
Continue,
talk and everything.
continue
So
on.
I was, yeah. So I did my brief research real quick. So the weakest Stanley Cup champion ever was the LA Kings in 2012. They
That
went
was yeah.
40, 27, and 15 in the regular season. They won their final game of the season to grab the eighth seed in the West. They fired their coach halfway through. Um, yeah, pretty much they were just not really all that great, but they were the eighth seed. Wasn't that the year they were? Okay, hold on. I didn't watch hockey back then, but I remember even ESPN talking about it once, where they were like, "Oh, they were down. I think they were down like 3-0." Yeah, um, yeah, they weren't they down like 3-0 in the first round that year against the Sharks or something?
Oh yeah, was that the year they came back and won 1-7 against the Sharks? Yeah, that was pretty sick. That's funny.
Yeah,
They fired their coach halfway through. That sounds familiar.
yeah. It sounds like the Penguins in
Well,
2017,
Montreal fired their
2016.
coach.
Yeah, the Penguins in 2016 did that too. Or no, I think that was closer in the 1/4 mark. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, Montreal did that too.
Montreal
So
did that
the,
this year.
the
Yeah.
coach that they fired, Claude Julien, if the Canadians win the cup, I guess his name won't be on there. Is that right? Or would his
I
name
don't
still be?
know. I think
It shouldn't be. He got fired.
I don't think it will be, but it's weird because yeah, no, it won't be because he wasn't part of the team when they won the cup. Yeah, so no, it won't be. It won't be. If he was still part of the team in some capacity, but they didn't
Yeah,
fire him and give him another role. So, since he's not part of
yeah,
the team at all, he won't get
that's
his name on
true.
there. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a lucky guess there. I think that must have been when they hired Sutter at that time. What did you say?
Um,
2012,
they fired Terry Murray.
and they hired Sutter.
I would guess Sutter because he won a couple cups with the Kings. Wasn't Yeah, and Quick was like a god in the playoffs too, based on looking at stats.
Yeah, and they
Pretty
had.
sure they beat Sutter. I wish I watched hockey a lot longer than I did. I always think about that sometimes, but at the same time too, I probably would have had a lower. I probably would have had a more rapid decline in health with the Caps choking for years. But it also would have made the cup more sweeter too. So I don't know. It kind of goes like hand in hand, I guess. I mean, it was sweet beating the Pens and blah blah blah, and then I don't know. But anyways, I mean, it's all good. It's great watching it now instead of living under a rock. Um, but yeah, so that's the weakest team to ever win the Stanley Cup. Man, if Montreal does it, they might even be weaker than that. Um, at least it'd be a debate. But yeah, AFC, that's crazy. Yeah, that like rarely ever happens in hockey. The President's Trophy curse obviously still lives on. Man, I wish the cup. Oh no, the first game is tonight. I can't watch it tonight though. It's my anniversary of my girlfriend, so no
Uh,
hockey tonight. I know it's like, but I want to watch
I
hockey.
taped I taped the game seven and watched it when I got home, and
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna watch the
actually
game tomorrow. I don't work. I don't coach tomorrow, so I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the AC and watch some hockey during the day tomorrow.
I was actually able to fade all the things that you have to fade to not know the score, so I could watch it. I had something to do that night. Tonight I will be watching. So
Yeah, I gotta wait.
the game tonight in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Now the fans came out in Game Seven more than I'd ever heard them get,
Yeah,
and there's been a lot of talk about the difference between the fans in Tampa Bay and on Long Island. Now people got to remember that the Tampa Bay fans are sort of like new to hockey, right? Like the
yeah,
Islanders fans, there's a much more deep-rooted hockey base there. They have their it's growing in Tampa Bay. So like cut them a little bit of slack here, man.
yeah.
But
That's true.
in Game Seven, they freaking rocked though, and they got to bring it again because that's huge. Like those Islanders, that when the Islanders play at home, that is a pretty amazing thing to listen to. I would love to be in the arena just to hear what like some of the chants they do and all that kind of stuff like that. It's huge for the players as well to hear that sort of thing. It's a huge
Oh,
boost.
my question is, when the Islanders were throwing the Islanders fans were throwing beer cans in Game Six. What was that all about?
That's just people that were really drunk. That's all. It's just a
Okay,
bunch.
I didn't know if there was like a
It's
certain thing behind that.
it wasn't every. It was just like what 0.001% of the freaking a group of people that were drunk and did like woke up in the morning and went, "Don't tell me I did that. Don't tell me."
Yeah, so the
For
Lightning are
sure.
at 77% capacity according to Game Seven, so not quite 100%.
Well, okay. Well, there you go, and that's the other thing too. They're not going to be as loud because of that, but they never have been. Like they're just growing as a city, as a
Yeah,
hockey city. They're growing there, but the good news is Tampa Bay making it to the finals almost every year is going to change that, and that's awesome for hockey. We need these Florida teams to be just lighting it up. New arena for the Islanders. The tickets will go up, but they'll still sell
yeah, they will.
for
They'll
sure.
they'll, they'll sell.
Um, so, anyways, for the game tonight, I guess we can do that. They will start talking about the game tonight. Though I think the most interesting thing with Montreal when the first game they played against Vegas, what floored me is they played ultra aggressive for the first period. Like it was they were taking risks like crazy to and Vegas didn't see that coming right off the get-go. I wonder if they're going to do that against Tampa Bay. I don't know. That this is a tougher team to do that against. They got a better defense for exposing that kind of risk, but when I'm really interested to see how Montreal comes out on this one.
So, did you want to do game picks for Game One?
Yeah, we could.
Okay,
You got the pen. I could wait till the second half to say that, but
I
uh,
got it. I got it.
okay. So
So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
anybody, if you're in there, let's do your game picks.
Game picks, people. Let's rock. I'm gonna say so. Yeah, Tampa's home ice. I mean, um, I'm gonna say Canadian. Yeah, I'm gonna say Canadians 3-2.
Canadians 3-2 in this one. First one in Tampa. Uh, this is so tough. This feels like an OT for sure.
I want to see a lot of OT. 2-1 Habs according to CL.
I'm gonna. Joey says 4-2 Tampa.
Ooh.
2-1 Habs CL. Yeah. CL's been going with the Habs quite a bit. He's been taking the Habs all through the season. He's kind of went for the Habs. Being a Philly fan, I don't know where that
Mm.
comes from, but probably because he they're not in the division of the Flyers, so he's less threatened by them, so he picks them.
It's
Um,
all good.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, I'm
say
also, I'm also
I'm
being a
gonna
little bit
say
biased.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say
sorry.
2-1 Tampa
2-1 Tampa. Okay.
in overtime.
Oh, okay.
I think Armia's out. He's on COVID,
Yeah, he's
so
out.
that's one more big body not in the lineup. I mean,
Oh,
Evans.
so Jacket is saying, who's Jacket? That was a random person coming in. That's cool.
Jacket's back! Wow, we haven't seen Jacket in a long time. Woo! Right on.
Jacket, we're saying Bolts win tonight, but what about the whole series?
Tampa Bay 3-1. What about the series, Jacket?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what about the series, Jack?
yeah.
Okay. I just felt like, oh, is that Mountain Dew? And that's not Mountain Dew. It looked like Mountain Dew voltage for a second. What is that there?
um, what was
He's
this?
not answering. It's
I
a
was.
mysterious drink. It looked for a split second. It looked like Mountain Dew voltage.
Hey, Jacket, glad to have you back. Good to have you back, buddy. Right on. Um,
Jacket, what's your series prediction?
series. Oh, Tampa Bay 4-1. Tampa
Oh,
Bay
he's
and
saying Tampa four
Tampa
one.
Bay and 5.
Wait, where? Wait, did he say Tampa in 5?
Yeah.
Oh, he means the series. Okay, Tampa in 5. Okay, so one, two, three, four, four picks for the Habs. One, two, three, four, five for the Bolts
So
for series prediction.
the other kind of cool question we got is if the Avalanche made it, do you still think Montreal would win? And
Uh,
it's kind of a question like, well, they they couldn't beat Vegas, so how could they beat Montreal? But that's where, like you said, hockey's weird that way. Yeah,
yeah,
different matchups. I mean, they're not going to be able to expose Vegas, Colorado up the middle like they would against Vegas.
yeah.
But I do think that they could intimidate them more than as much as they did Vegas, and Perry could get under their skin as much.
Well, yeah, because Vegas is more physical than the Avs, but the Avs have more like skill behind their team. I guess it's hard to say too, but I mean, I guess the Canadians probably still would have won because Vegas had the edge over the Avs in terms of the physicality and the goalie play as well. Defensemen are I guess Avs might be a little bit better defensively, but I don't know. That's one of those like you don't really know kind of thing.
Jacket's asking if they think that Tampa is deeper than Vegas. Yeah, on
Yeah,
paper, Tampa's deeper than any team in the
well,
in the
yeah,
NHL, bar none for sure, no
yeah,
doubt.
I would say that too. Well, you got to think about this. Tampa has the best goalie in hockey. They arguably have the best winger in Kucherov, which like that again, that's arguably, but he's definitely in the conversation. Braden Point's been getting better and better. I don't know if he's quite a top 5 center just yet, but I would say he's in that top 8. Like if there was a MySpace top 8 for centers, Braden Point would definitely be in there. The dude's a monster. We got to put respect to his name. He's better than Stamkos. He's their best center. And then, in my opinion, I know Pearlo and I have kind of gone a little bit back and forth on it, but I think Hedman's the best defenseman in the game when he's fully healthy. So that's 3 elite players
Oh,
right there.
I haven't gone
Um,
back and forth on that.
a
Because
little, a little,
I think Makar will be,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, not like angry back and forth, just like
yeah, no,
you're
no,
giving your opinion, I'm giving my
of
opinion.
course, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then Tampa's also deep defensively too. McDonough is awesome. Sergachev is awesome. Um, I mean, not to mention too, um, who am I forgetting on Tampa? Coleman, Blake Coleman's an awesome third line player.
Yeah.
One of the best third line centers in all of hockey. So I mean, Tampa's got a nice squad right there,
No.
but on paper doesn't mean everything.
Yanni Gord. Gord, Palat, you didn't, Palat can pot him. I mean,
Yeah, Palat. Yep.
Maroon would be higher on the lineup on most teams as well. And then even if they have to, they got guys like Joseph. Like forward wise, it's not even close. They're the deepest team in the league for sure, even deeper than the Abs.
Yeah.
They're the deepest team in the league, and I
Yeah.
think Kucherov is the best winger in the game. I do think he's the
Yeah.
best winger in the
I
game.
think it's either him or Marchand, but I'd probably give the slight edge to Kucherov.
Marchand's a good one too. I mean, he's probably a little better defensively than you. Yeah, you could make a really good case for Marchand.
Yeah,
I haven't
I
really,
would say it's like Kucherov, then Marchand, and then
and then
probably
Panarin,
Ovi. Oh
Ovi.
yeah, wait, well, yeah, then Panarin, then probably Ovi,
Yeah.
and then like Pasta or something like that.
Who do you guys
Mark
got?
Stone's not too far behind.
Who do you guys got in the chat? Best winger in the games. Uh,
Wayne Simmons wants to come back to the Leafs. Yeah, he wants to lose in the first round again
you got
next
you
year.
got H and R's prediction right. It was
Yeah,
Tampa.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
John, I don't think I got your series prediction or
John
your game
Weichel and
prediction.
Bill T. What's the prediction for both of you? He
Yeah,
said Tampa's
yeah.
going
What's
to.
your predictions?
Bill T says Tampa's going to destroy the
Well,
Habs.
how many games, Bill?
Leafs will lose in the first round next year. Yeah, I'd put
Yep.
that would be. I don't think you're going to get. I think you're only going to get like maybe. What are you going to get like? I think you if you put down $1,000 next year, I think an odds maker might give you like $10
Yeah.
if
Like,
you
all
win
right.
that
There's
series.
three things that are a guarantee in life: death, taxes, and the Leafs losing in round one. Like
They
that.
gotta,
That's
yeah, they gotta break that chain, man. It's getting pretty evil.
what soda is that? Is that Mountain? That's not Mountain Dew. Pearlo,
No,
what soda is?
it's not a soda. It's a water. It's Montelier.
Is that
It's a
Canadian
Canadian
water?
water. Yeah,
Nice.
carbonated water like Perrier water.
Okay.
Perrier water.
Yeah, I've never heard of it,
I'm not even
obviously.
having coffee today. That is something. When I'm not
Yeah, you
drinking
always drink
coffee,
coffee.
when I'm not drinking coffee, you know it's hot.
Shit is blazing outside. How many degrees did you say it was over there? Like 90 something?
Yeah, it's about 95, but it feels
Oh
like
my
100
gosh.
and some, yeah.
I didn't know it can get that hot there. I thought
Oh
it'd be
yeah.
like 30
Oh
today.
yeah, we get up to
Yeah.
we're supposed to get up to close to 40 degrees Celsius, which is about 105. It'll feel like about 110. So, but
Yeah, it's
we don't have much humidity here, so that helps out a little bit.
Oh, John is predicting a sweep. Tampa and
Tampa in
Florida.
4. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow. That's cray cray, buddy.
That would be
After
so underwhelming if there was a sweep,
after
especially if
all
Tampa
that
did it too.
Montreal has done up until now, you're still not going to give them any cred whatsoever.
Yeah, you got to put respect to Montreal
Yeah, like they've played the underdog role so well up until
the
now.
whole time.
And if any team is a team that's going to undervalue their opponent, it's Tampa Bay. Tampa
Yep.
Bay has does do that. Well, no, if any team, no, the Leafs do that more than anybody. But Tampa
Oh
Bay's right
yeah.
up
Oh
there.
yeah. Oh yeah.
If Leafs lose in the first round, Dubas will be fired, I suppose. But is it going to change anything? You can
That
fire.
team's just cursed for something. There's just something wrong with them. And that's the craziest part. They were up 3-1 on the Canadians. And if the Canadians do win the cup, it makes the Leafs choking look a little better. Like, oh, okay, at least it was to the champs. But, like, still, like, that's just crazy. They're up 3-1, and then they go to two overtimes in a row and then lose both games. Um, yeah, unbelievable. I really wish it was Islanders Canadians because you would have two underdog teams going at it, and then it's like, well, who's the underdog? Because the Islanders were underdogs in every single round.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like I don't know that.
Yeah,
But anyways, it's all
I guess
good.
yeah. Nobody would really be the underdog there. I guess Montreal,
Yeah, probably.
based
Yeah,
on
because of the lower
seeding
seed.
would be, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
108 in Vegas today. Ugh,
Whew, I believe it.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Well, you're
crazy.
you're one to live in Vegas, so you got to get used to it.
No, I want to live in Vegas in the winter.
Hmm.
Come back
So you
here
want?
in the summer.
Oh, I see. You want to go back and forth.
Yeah, I don't want to live there in the summer. No way. No
Oh, I
way. No
got you. I
way. No
got you.
way.
I hear you.
Can't Tampa gonna end the
Well, Bill
series?
is saying Tampa in five. Okay.
No respect. No respect for Montreal still. That's all right. Uh, Ducharme will post all of these things. I know he's watching. He's probably got them all listening right now.
Like, all right.
Yeah,
You got.
Bill T says that we're going to lose in 5 games. He's going to use it all as motivation and, that old coaching philosophy. Nobody thinks we can do it. All of those sort of things like that. And, yeah, I don't know, man. Perry is an incredible leader. And I don't, I can't, I just can't see them not winning one or two here. But it could happen because Vasilevsky is just sick, sick, sick,
Yeah,
sick, sick, sick.
that goaltending matchup is sexy.
That is going to be one of the for the ages. I think. I mean, the save highlight reels out of this playoffs is going to be probably like a 2 hour thing in
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
You don't think Montreal has a power lineup as much as Tampa Bay does? Yeah, that's what I've been already been saying about them against every team they played against, though. Uh, I think with Montreal again, it's that big top four. How the heck did our playbacks just drop by 2? That's weird.
Yeah, people need to get on there.
No, no, no. Playbacks shouldn't drop because it's already something that already happened. So, but it's weird. It does that. I just find that odd. Um, Tampa Bay PL today, Jack. It says so. Tampa Bay to win by 2. Did you put your pick in for? Oh yeah, I don't know if Jacket did put his pick in.
Uh, so Jacket had a game pick 3-1 bolts. John did not have a game pick. I don't think
Oh,
Lord Dankin had a game pick either.
Lauren never does.
Oh, okay.
Lauren never
That
does.
makes sense.
I don't know why. He doesn't do score picks. He just doesn't do them. But okay, again, the first. This is gonna be the first time when Montreal is going up against some center depth. So Suzuki and Kokaniemi are going to be even bigger, uh, more needed this series than ever. This is going to be really interesting because you've got Point and Stamkos going up against Kokaniemi and Suzuki. So it's this is the series where they are. I think this is the biggest marker series for them. And the thing is, though, is that both of these players have been playing unbelievable. I love Kokaniemi. I think he's going to be the future captain when Weber's gone. I think Kokaniemi is going to be the future captain of this team. I think he's one of the better. He's becoming one of the better two-way players in the league already at this age. Both of these kids are under 21 years old, man. Just imagine what they're going to be like 3, 4 years from now. Like Suzuki could Suzuki could be putting up 100-point seasons. Like that's the strength of this team in the long term.
I agree with that. Yeah, their centers are good.
Blake Coleman doesn't want to go to the Leafs. Any reason why you would say that? That would be Blake Coleman's going to have a lineup of people looking for him to be on their team. Like, wow, a lot of how many teams are going to want Blake Coleman on their team? It's going to be he's probably going to get what you would call overpaid. Like somebody's going to pay a lot for Blake Coleman after seeing what he did for Tampa Bay the last 2 years, especially if Tampa Bay wins this year. A guy that can
Yeah,
score and
that's
play.
what I was thinking. He would get overpaid somewhere.
Like I wouldn't doubt the Oilers will be in there. Toronto's should be in there, but they're not going to be able to overpay. He seems like a Florida guy. that they could go for it. He doesn't have to go too far if he goes to Florida. So, because he's already in Florida. But I mean, there's a lot of teams that are going to be lining up for his services in the off season for sure. Game one of the Montreal Vegas series. How did the tables? I think the reason why the tables turned so drastically was because Montreal came out and did something that Vegas didn't expect them to do. They broke away from their 3-1-1 system and just played like balls out offensive type hockey against them. They played like high pressure, uh, top of the neutral zone type offense against in the offensive zone, and just like Vegas didn't see it coming at all. It was really unbelievable. I didn't see it coming at all. I thought that I even said in the stream that I thought that Montreal was going to play more of a trappy type game against them, and they didn't. Now, after they got up a goal or two, of course, then they went back to their 3-1-1. And that's kind of the MO of Montreal is they get up early and then they hold the lead. That's going to be the thing against Tampa Bay too. The Rangers, I'm sure the Rangers will be in there looking for a guy like that. I mean, after you see what Montreal did, guys like Coleman, their value is even higher. You know, when you see Perry and Gallagher and all of these guys that they picked up, Anderson, you know, those guys they're going to show their value. Their value is going to be high because the league goes through trends like that. If a team wins a cup, or just instinctively they go, it's like it's almost instinctively. I don't know if they mean to do it or not, but they teams will try to imitate the team that won the cup before them. So Coleman's looking at some fat paychecks, I think, for in the next little while
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah, he'll get overpaid somewhere. I don't think he'll be with Tampa after this year.
Oh, they can't afford him, and that's going to be the interesting thing next year, win or lose, is what Tampa Bay's going to do. I don't know. They're going to have to injure another player so he's out for the year so they can circum.
Just break his like, hey, we need you to like not play this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think your ankle's broken. Oh, my ankle feels. I think it's broken.
It's broken. We're
It's
gonna go
broken.
on.
Yeah. Find a way to break it. Kucherov plays hurt that last game against the Islanders. Yeah, he did, and that's going to be, I think, the biggest story in Game One here. The biggest story in Game One is everybody's going to have their eyes on Kucherov and how he's playing, and you know, guys like Corey Perry and stuff like that. I mean, they're going to hurt him. They are going to hurt him, no doubt about it. Those top four defensemen, they're going to be all over those ribs every time that they can, man. They're going to be. Do you guys have Montana's there in the United
Do what?
States? Montana's, a restaurant chain.
I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't
What's
know.
what? Pick a restaurant chain. The ribs, they're going to be all over ribs like Fat Man at a ribs place,
They're
man.
gonna be all over ribs like Outback.
Oh, there you go. You have Outback. We had Outback, and it didn't work here. There you go.
Outback. I love how Canadians say the word out.
Out. Yeah. Do we say? I know we say that. We don't even realize it.
Outback. I'm like, how do you guys do that?
Minnesota says the same thing. Of course,
Outback.
they're just above us. Outback.
Outback. I'm like, what? I love it though. I absolutely love it.
All right. Talking about advertising. It's time for
Yeah.
advertising. Are you coming back
Rick and
for the
Morty
next
last night was
hour?
awesome.
Are you going to be on for the next hour? Or are you gone now?
Um, I got some stuff to do.
Really?
I'll stay on for the next hour.
Sweet. I was hoping you'd say that
Yeah,
because
I told you I'd give you two. I
I
swear,
had
man, there are not enough hours in the day.
I had absolutely nothing prepared for the next hour, but I normally don't anyway. So
We can
that's
talk
what
about Rick and Morty.
I love it when you guys are on because you and Peyton and everybody, because you always come up with some great stuff to talk about. So, okay, let's get at her.
Yeah, doggy time, right?
Greetings. This is Steel Flyers from the Steel Flyers All Sports Network, and we have two very special guests. We are delighted to be joined by Tracy Musser and Nicole Howard from the Canine Country Club Resorts. Tracy and Nicole are both managers for CCC Resorts and work at the Windsor or at the club, one of two locations both in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on your 30th year anniversary of being in business. Let me start off by saying this. Steel Flyer stands behind this company 100%. Taken care of Steel Flyer's furry friend for the last 2 years now, and they are a one-stop shop for everything your furry friend needs. In fact, let's find out what our friends at CCC Resorts offer. Nicole, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. What are some of the great boarding services that you guys offer, and what do we have to do in order to get our furry friends taken care of when we are unable to travel with them?
Well, we like to bring everybody in for a tour first. That way they can see the behind the scenes, they can see where they stay, they can see where they play, and then we explain all of the fun things that we can add on to their reservation, whether it be one of our packages, either a nature walk, a ball time, or even a cuddle time.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Boy, it sure sounds like a resort to me. So how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Tracy, tell me, is it true that you guys have both an indoor and an outdoor pool at the Windsor location?
It is true. We've got one of each, so we're able to offer year-round swimming. The indoor pool is a great option for dogs who are swimming for therapy or rehab. It's got that sloped entry so they can wade into the water. Our outdoor pool is a little bit larger, and it's 4 foot deep the whole way across. Both of them are saltwater pools, so it's really easy on the dog's skin and coat.
Wow, that's very awesome. So then during the summer months, you have a much deeper pool outside and then a sloped entry shallow pool indoors for the dogs. Tracy, tell the folks how we can get some pool time.
Well, the first thing everyone does is come for an intro swim. We use that time to make sure the dog is comfortable in the water. We make sure they know how to get out of the pool safely, and we go over all the pool rules and etiquette with the clients as well. After that, they're able to schedule private appointments where they have the pool to themselves, or they can invite friends and have a whole group swim going on.
So after a dip in the pool, then it would have to be off to the groomers, right? I mean, our furry friends cannot go out looking their best. Nicole, what are some of the great services your top-notch groomers provide?
Our groomers, they specialize in full service grooms. We can do the basics, whether it be just a bath and a brush out or a blowout. Or for the extra pampered pooches, we can do nail dremels, we can do deodorizing soaks, and also facials.
Wow, man, that sounds like a resort if you ask me. Tracy, I know one of the main programs here at CCC Resorts is the WAGS program. The Steel Flyers dog is enrolled in this program. So why don't you tell the folks what is involved in this and how they can get enrolled?
Yeah, the WAGS program is our primary daycare option at the Windsor. It's designed to be a structured program for people who are looking for a set routine for their dog. They all come on the same days each week, which allows them to have set friends, and we know exactly what's going on with each group. So we do a little bit more activities, and we build more into their daily routine there. But we've got other daycare options as well for people looking for a little less commitment. We do an hourly care where you can drop them off and just pay by the hour. We also do a day stay option, which is great for the dogs that prefer human friends instead of making friends with other dogs. And then we have a traditional daycare option as well if you're looking for the occasional outing for your dog.
Wow, there you have it. A full service groomer, a daycare program, and an indoor and outdoor pool. What more could you ask for? Sure seems like CCC Resorts has everything covered. Remember, DOG, depend on God.
All right, we're back, and we're still waiting for. That's all right. We're still waiting for E-Money, but he'll be back. So I got. What did you guys say here? You got some pretty good comments here. Hey, everybody!
Hey, Daddy's back.
Yeah, somebody said, do they have a wave pool for the doggies? I'll have to suggest that. That
Oh,
would
they should. They should.
Wave pool for dogs sounds like a heck of an idea.
Oh, hey, Pearlo, and everybody else in here. I can't say it out loud because it's not appropriate, but I got my girlfriend got this cup when we were in Wichita, Kansas a few weeks ago. Read what that says in your head.
What? I
That's the name of the place. Absolutely hilarious.
okay.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely hilarious.
that's the name of the place. Yeah, the
That's the
restaurant.
name of the restaurant that we went to.
Cool.
And they have the worst mac and cheese ever.
Oh,
I don't know how
really?
you messed with mac and cheese, but the name of it's hilarious and everything else was good, but the mac and cheese is horrible.
Really?
But yeah, one
That's
more
weird.
time for those that like a good sense of humor.
Yes, that's good. Uh, 6 million for Blake Coleman. Wow,
Yeah,
that would be enormous. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that much. I think he'll
probably like
I
five.
think he'll get four. Four is a lot for maybe five. 4 or 5, yeah, 4 to 5, somewhere around there. 4.5 to 5, because you got to remember it is a cap world. All right, let's think about that for a second since we.
Yeah, NHL players are poor compared to the other athletes.
Oh yeah, for
Oh
sure.
my gosh, they're like dirt poor
Just
compared to like NFL,
just
NBA,
imagine
MLB
how
players.
much McDavid would make if he was like as good as he is as a baseball player. It'd be like 100 and some million. Like, well, it's the Angels guy. What's his name, right?
Trout?
Trout. Is he the highest paid player right now?
I think so. Let me look that up.
Somebody in the chat will know.
Yeah, baseball's boring.
This is some
Let me
some
see.
drop there off of the pound. This sounds way better. Yeah, man. Um,
Yeah, Trout is making 37.17 million per
there
year.
you go. And
Oh my
Mc,
gosh. Yeah, McDavid's what, like 15 a year, something like that?
12,
Or like 12?
12, 12
12.
and a half.
Oh my Jesus. Yeah, like he's not even the top 20.
Yeah, he's not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. We're getting there though. We're getting there.
Strasburg's still playing in baseball? I thought he like got injured forever ago and just didn't play again. I don't know. Baseball's boring, so whatever. Good Lord. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, tell you what, UFC fighters are even more poor from all those athletes. UFC fighters don't really get paid much at all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it depends. They get more on the, but I mean not more, but I mean that's the thing. It was okay. Like the, it's not just about their actual pay. Like Trout sponsorship that he gets, like he doesn't even care
Yeah,
about. He doesn't even care about his salary probably.
that's true. You can talk
Like
about the endorsements and all that.
endorsements and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Now
I was just talking about contract wise.
we were talking about the abs here a little while ago, and Joe Sakic, I believe, what he does, he puts a whole bunch of money into helping players promote themselves. He actually has a division of the Colorado Avalanche that takes care of players and how they get endorsements and all that stuff like that. The reason why, of course, is because he will say, okay, we're gonna you get paid less here, but we will make sure your endorsements with your endorsements, it doesn't even matter how much you make. So
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
that's why guys like McKinnon and stuff will take 6.5 million for whatever, because they've got an endorsement team working for them to make sure that they're making tons of money. And then the way Sakic's a genius, because the more cups you win, the more endorsements you get, right?
Yeah.
So so if you can lower your cap price, you can get better players, in which case you can win more cups, in which case you get more endorsements. So
That's true. That's a good way of thinking it. And also, too, the NHL sucks at promoting the games and stuff. They are horrible with promotion.
they're getting better, but I agree with you. They are,
Yeah, I'm hoping ESPN helps because more people need to watch this game.
yeah, like NFL, man, nobody does it better than the NFL does it. Like, it's like for 2 weeks, the Super Bowl is, they talk about it every single angle and moment, and like player
Yeah.
against player, like you like constantly say the same thing
Yeah.
over and over again, really.
Yeah. It also helps that, like, I could find a homeless man down the street and be like, hey, who's your favorite player, team, whatever. I would probably get an answer. Like it's just so ingrained into the American culture where it's like over 120 million people watch the Super Bowl, which is like by far the most watched sport in the United States. Like, not even close. Like, that's more people watch the Super Bowl than like the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup, and the World Series combined.
Yeah,
Like, that's insane.
yeah. Oh, I know, and they do a great job of marketing themselves. Also, it's an American game, so you've got a lot bigger
Yeah, that's true.
pool of people to draw from. That's why I was always saying here, well, I have been for like the last decade, and now they've stopped saying it, which I'm thankful for. Stop it with the Canadian game nonsense. We need the U.S. market.
Yep.
And this isn't a Canadian game. This is a game for everyone, and they started saying the game for everyone. Now, you can put the
Yep.
connotation of everything else that includes, and I'm fine with that too. But the fact is, it's everyone. American, very much American. Like, come on here, love this
Yeah.
game. Yeah,
Yep.
it's not a Canadian game. Because if I'm an American and I'm sitting there and I'm listening, I'm like, oh, the Canadian game. Just subconsciously, I'm gonna like, oh, it's for Canadians. Okay, I might not, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. You gotta make it more inclusive.
get rid
Yeah.
of that nonsense. We don't have the market here in Canada to
I'm
compete.
sure Don Cherry would say something stupid like that.
Oh yeah, Don Cherry for sure. I was thankful when he left, and I'm not a, I don't
Yeah, like
I
nobody
don't
else.
I do not like Don Cherry. He was good for the game in a lot of ways and all that stuff like that, but it was past. Like the whole it's Canadian nonsense and blah blah. I just
He's
no.
kind of like the Skip Bayless of hockey,
Yeah,
where which
yeah.
like Skip Bayless somehow still has a job, but like anyways, like it'll get there. I mean, it sucks that like the only thing bad about the ESPN thing is that you're gonna have idiots like Stephen A. act like they know what they're talking about, like oh hey like this is what I think, and it's like dude, you're totally wrong. Like you clearly don't watch hockey. Like you're just saying it just to say it. Like
Yeah,
um, but anyways, I mean it's also cool. I think ESPN just hired like Mark Messier as like an analyst or something,
Wayne
where it's like,
Gretzky.
okay, you have one of the most like popular players ever doing some stuff like that. So like
Wayne
that
Gretzky.
was smart.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like get some like faces in there. So I'm hoping ESPN actually talks about the game instead of talking about it for 5 seconds. Like actually goes into it. Like, hey, like
I
this is why I show hockey. This is what's going on
I
here.
think you're going to see a lot different. I think it's going to be great. We're going to see a lot more of like what we see in Canada that in the for NHL for the NHL broadcast, and for people that really love hockey, you'll love it because yeah, I mean, you're talking about Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier and those guys like that. I mean, they know the game, right? So they're going to talk about it from the perspective of somebody who truly knows the game. And I
Yep.
think it's gotten to the point now where it's enough with it's almost like I listen to a lot of the American broadcasts, and it seems like it's almost condescending a little bit. Like, okay, we understand we're bringing in a new market, but that doesn't mean you throw away the people that already know the game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes it seems a little condescending. I
Yeah.
have liked what's his name Babcock. He's been good in there.
He's a new guy.
He's been doing all right. Antoine Bleed for a 1 year
I think
too, I
I
think.
think Patrick Sharp's pretty good.
Patrick Sharp is really good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
do like
I
Patrick.
think PK Subban just got something with ESPN.
Subban is going to be, no doubt about it. Subban's going to be all over the United States for sure. He is like like
Yeah.
Kelly Rudy here in Canada when played for, I don't know if you remember, he played for the LA. He was a goaltender for the LA Kings, uh, but everybody knew he was going to be in broadcasting afterwards. They used to call him Hollywood Rudy. And
Oh, nice.
Subban is that. Like, he was made for the TV, really, right?
Yeah,
But it's going to be really interesting.
yeah.
Uh, Kevin Weeks, how you like him there?
Oh, yeah, he's not bad. Yeah.
Do you guys get Boucher too? Not Boucher. What's that goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres? The old goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres. Somebody help me out here. I love him. He does the American stuff too. He also does Sirius Radio. He's really good. They're getting better and better, more knowledgeable guys because they're starting to pay for it now. Hockey is really getting bigger and bigger and bigger, more bigger in the United States. And I think through COVID, we really started to expand quite a bit because the way we handled things. And baseball's kind of dropped the ball quite a bit lately too, right?
I've heard baseball has, but I can't confirm that.
You don't follow enough.
No, no, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, you went to a game in Tampa when Weeks played there. Weeks played for Montreal. Did he play for Tampa Bay? I think he played for Florida. Jeez, that's that goes back a ways. Anyways, I that's the other thing about this series tonight. We'll go back to it again. Ha, has has Montreal like Tampa doesn't have a small defense either. Obviously, Hedman's a freaking beast. McDonough, McDonough is a big boy. If they play Shen, even Sergachev and Chernak are both big. So I think this will be the biggest defense they've come up with in the come up. It's certainly bigger than anything Tampa had, and more mobile. This is going to be their biggest challenge for sure this year. Montreal by would I say by far though? Is this their biggest challenge by far? Like is Vegas that much under Tampa Bay in this series? And how much is Tampa Bay? You still got to wonder. This is their second in a row, right? They went through all this COVID. They won last year. They didn't have much time off in between the season starting. Are they gonna? Is there any chance that Tampa starts to pooch out here over Montreal? That was a question.
Oh, what do you mean by pooch out?
Well, they won last year. There wasn't much. They won the cup last year. There really wasn't much time in between the playoffs and the regular season. It was a
Yeah.
short layoff.
Well, that's a little bit of a reason why I'm picking the Canadians to win the cup too. Like you got to think like the Lightning would be more worn out by then, and then not as healthy too. So like that's those are basically the reasons why I'm leaning towards the Canadians. I mean, I definitely can see Tampa winning it. I'm not counting either team out.
Yeah, I definitely could, but that's going to be something that's going to be interesting to see because even in normal, even in normal circumstances, we already know that back to backs are like extremely rare and very difficult nowadays, um, because of for many reasons. But this was a super condensed season, and they say, well, you didn't play as many games, but I think the games overall were even harder, and the season was tougher and they won last year. I wonder if Tampa Bay may pooch out a bit. That'll be very interesting to see. Somebody asked, do you think Palmieri? I think it's very possible, Bill T, that Palmieri goes back to New Jersey, especially the way Fitzpatrick talked about, or was it Fitzgerald or Fitzpatrick? I think it's Fitzpatrick. Fitzgerald? Fitzgerald. I don't know. I always get them mixed up. The general manager for the New Jersey Devils, he said that he was rooting for both of them to win a cup, and that is Zajac as well. I kind of got this good fuzzy feeling that he was going to go, Palmieri was going to go to the Islanders, try to win his cup, and then go back to New Jersey again. I got that feeling. If you ask me right now, I think it's very possible he goes back to New Jersey. Uh, they do seem like an all-star team with that lineup. Yeah, Tampa Bay does. But I mean, Kucherov being injured doesn't makes it a lot less of an all-star team. Let's face it. Uh, their power play and there's the big one, right? What's Montreal's penalty kill has been absolutely insane,
Yeah, it has.
and Tampa Bay with their power play, but Kucherov being injured, although on the power play it won't be as much of a problem. He still has the same mind for the power play and stuff like that. But if he goes out, I think that gives Montreal an edge. And the last 5 games, didn't Price have something like a .99 goals against average? Under 1 goal a game for the past 5 games.
Hmm.
That is insane. That is insane. I think it could be Montreal simply because this. I think Price knows that you know that this could be his only chance. And if Price gets in the zone, you could say the same about Vasilevsky. But for some reason, like you mentioned before the series started here, it's like Tampa Bay already won it, right? So if they do get to that point of fatigue and stuff like that, are they able to muster that deep, deep desire to win after they already won it? It's like a subconscious psychological thing. Where Montreal has a lot of players. Somebody mentioned here Corey Perry. Corey Perry knows all about the fact that this could be his last. Right? He's older.
But who? Oh, Price is.
Corey Perry could be. This could be Corey Perry's last chance to win another cup. He already
Yeah,
won one.
this could be
Stahl,
Price's last chance to win the cup.
this is Price's last chance to win a cup at all. And they're
Probably.
all going to be playing for Price to win that cup. I mean, I don't know. It's just.
Well, the question is too. Well, not question, but like in my opinion, you know how like this is what's so awesome about hockey. I think hockey has like the best tradition out of any sport, where it's like you do the handshake line, and like with all these other sports, when like players or when teams win championships, it's always like the owner or the coach that holds the trophy up first. But in the NHL, the captain holds the cup up. And not to mention, it's the coolest looking trophy that I've ever seen ever. Like you can drink anything you want out of that cup. You can eat cereal out of the cup. You can put
Yeah,
a newborn baby in the cup. You can do whatever you want.
yeah, that's
Like
true.
it's
Yeah,
it's it's an awesome trophy. It's super cool. And
yeah,
like they just hold it right on up. The captain skates around one time, hands it off to whoever he wants to. Where like sometimes you know who it's going to be. Like with the Capitals, you knew it was going to be Ovechkin to Backstrom because those two were waiting for a long, long time. I think that if I think last year, I think Stamkos held it and then gave it to Hedman, if I remember, because Hedman was basically the captain when Stamkos was injured as usual. Um, I think this year, who's the captain? Weber. If the Canadians win it, Weber's going to hold it up. I think he'll hand it to Price first because Price has waited for a long time to win a Stanley Cup. That's what I think is going to happen in terms of the handoff. If Tampa Bay wins it, then yeah, Stamkos is going to hold it. I don't know who he would hand it off to. I guess he would have a couple different options there. I don't really know, but like I get the feeling that Price will receive the cup second if the Canadians were to win the cup. But yeah, it's super cool. It's exciting to see that. The Conn Smythe trivia looks pretty cool too, but nothing touches the Stanley Cup. And there's a really cool documentary that you can see on YouTube, which is narrated by Kiefer Sutherland, who played the best TV character of all time, Jack Bauer from 24, back in the early 2000s. Best TV character of all time, Jack Bauer, just throwing it out there. He narrates it. It's like an hour and a half long documentary. It's called Names of the Cup. Go watch it on YouTube after the show. Don't do anything else. Just spend an hour and a half watching that. It just shows an awesome history of it and like just some legendary moments, like the Sackett to Raymond Bork thing and all that. That's the best Stanley Cup handoff ever. Well, Sackett didn't even raise it. He's just like, all right, Ray's been waiting forever. I'll have him
yeah.
raise it first.
Hmm.
So like that's cool and all. So like I don't know, it's a really awesome documentary. Super super cool. Um, so, anyways, yeah, it's awesome. I'm pumped to see all that. I think it's really cool to see. That cup is just awesome, and then all the names are just engraved on it. Like your name is on there forever. There was a commercial a few years ago. I think it was like right before the Caps won it because I remember saying like OVI. There was a commercial that had like I might post it on your Facebook group thing after this. It was what was I don't know how to call it, but like there was some legendary players, ex players like Gretzky or Lemieux, and then Gretzky be like GR, and then Lemieux be like LE, and then or be like ORR. Like they would like spell their names out, like just showing them one by one. And I was like, wow, that's such a cool commercial.
Mm. Yeah, the Stanley Cup, there's nothing that compares it, and the lore of it, and like you said, the stories behind it. It's been dropped in pools all over the place. It's been lost before. They,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
that's
yeah,
crazy, and
yeah,
the fact that everybody on the team gets it for a certain amount of time to take and do whatever they want with it. Do they do that with every in all the other sports as well? That you can actually
uh,
take the trophy home for a week and do all.
they, I don't,
I don't hear of it.
yeah, I don't think so. That's a good question. I don't think so. I mean, like the Lombardi Trophy looks cool, but like it's just something with the Stanley Cup that just beats everything else. Like the Lombardi Trophy's cool, but like a lot of times it's like the owner that like kind of holds it first, and then typically it'll be like the quarterback that like or MVP that like or I guess like Super Bowl MVP that holds it up. Like it doesn't have the same like there's something about the cup. It to me is just more. There's just more of a special feel behind it. Like the Super Bowl thing's cool because like everybody's running on the field with confetti drops, like whatever. But the Stanley Cup, and like in my opinion, it's the hardest trophy to win in all sports. Like you have an 82 game season, there's a grind, playoffs, you got to win at least 16 games. Like it's just a lot.
Yeah, it's hard for me to compare, but
Yeah,
it's I think it's the biggest grind for sure.
yeah,
That out of like that 16 to winning those 16 games is insane. And like a good way to be able to realize that is when you see young teams like Colorado who are stacked, right? But they're still learning to run that marathon to be able to balance everything you need to balance to win a cup like that, to fight through the pain, to not get too high, not to get too low, to conserve your energy but still be a
yeah,
warrior at the same time. It's
yeah. I kind of
a
yeah.
brutal
That's
balance that
yeah.
anybody who's played hockey like I have, I don't even know. I don't know. I played tournaments and stuff like that, and it's been tough. But to play on that kind of atmosphere and that field with that level of players and the kind of physicality that's going on there, and all of that, just the mental exhaustion of knowing that the next goal could end it for you and not getting caught up in that and all that kind of stuff like that. It's exhausting. The whole thing is exhausting. Uh, but it's obviously addicting too because there's so many players that'll just keep on going back and back and back and wanting to win another one, another one, another one. And I imagine it's the same for other sports as well. I can't really speak for that. Um, I think baseball, I think football in a way, because I mean, the one game abuse that they take in baseball is pretty insane. It's
You
more
mean
than,
football?
or sorry, in football is pretty
Yeah,
insane.
baseball, you don't really get hurt.
No, no, but the
Yeah,
one,
I guess football is more of like a sprint, and hockey's more of like a marathon. Like,
yeah,
I,
I
I
guess.
mean, I guess in football, there's a sense of like, well, one, you can't lose it. You literally cannot lose a game in the playoffs, and then in the regular season, you can't lose that many games at all. Like it'd be bad to. College football, like I've already said what I said about that. I guess I think apparently too they're trying to expand the college football playoffs, which is like long, 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 long overdue. Um, yeah, I mean, each sport has its own challenges in a way. I mean, making it to the Olympics is hard. I was watching the trials last night. There was only like a few that can make it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I'm pumped for the Olympics. That starts, I believe, July 23rd. I'm gonna watch the swimming because I did swimming for a long, long time and coach it.
Oh yeah,
Uh, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for real Olympic hockey next year. That's gonna be sweet to see too.
yeah. I guess we could talk about that. You want to talk about that real quick? So, what that team may look like for the United States and for
Oh
Canada?
gosh, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Let's do that for the
I mean,
last
you
half
got another
hour.
year away, but yeah,
I'm gonna,
I think it's 2022.
I'm gonna edit my title here, and we'll talk about that. Uh,
What about anything? Hey, by the way, everybody, it has nothing to do with hockey, but Rick and Morty was awesome last night. Go watch that. Advertising. Ads everywhere.
And Olympic hockey team.
Oh, Bill Carter Hart will start next year. He was just hammered drunk this year. I think he'll get it back together.
Uh, Olympic hockey roster predictions, right?
I
Roster
gotta
top.
remember who's from where too. There's so many like
Oh,
countries that get
that's hard.
involved.
That's hard to do. Okay, so let's do that. You guys want to do that? You guys want to do the who's going to be on the
We'll do
Olympic team?
Canada first, since I'm assuming most people in the comments section are Canadian.
Uh, I don't know. We got a lot of U.S. guys
Well, you're
here.
Canadian. It's your show. We'll do Canada first.
Yeah, that's going to be the most difficult one, I think. Uh,
Well, yeah, because Canadians are so good at hockey. It's gonna be Canada and the U.S. in the Olympic final next year.
we're just
we
doing we're doing it really off the
already
top
know.
of our heads too. I mean, it's just a preliminary thing. But like
Yeah.
McDavid is the number one center for sure, guaranteed,
And
no doubt
then
about it.
Crosby will be number. Well,
No,
no, McKinnon will be.
Crosby may not even make the team. It's going to be he will.
Oh my God,
It's
that's insane to think about.
think about that. Like it's going to be
Yeah.
close. This is
Well,
next year.
McDavid, McKinnon,
McDavid, McKinnon. The problem with
Matt.
Canada
No,
always.
Matthews was you. Matthews was born in the USA. Well,
No,
Matthews will be USA.
that's right. Yeah, Matthews will be
Matthews is
USL.
USA.
Uh,
No, Crosby will make it. Crosby will make it.
um, Eichel will be USA. Uh,
Bergeron's Canadian, right?
what's that?
Bergeron's Canadian, right?
Bergeron will make it. Bergeron should make it. I mean,
God, that center def is filth. Oh, jeez.
you got, I believe Point is Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think Crosby's better than Point right now.
I don't know about that. It's
Oh,
close.
I think he
I
is.
think it's about even.
I think right now Crosby's better.
Where is he from? He's from. See, I'm
Point?
not good with this because I don't really pay attention to where guys are from. So he's from Calgary. Like he's an Albertan, and I didn't even know that. So that tells you how much I pay attention to where
Yeah,
guys are from.
it's hard to keep up.
But I just don't pay attention to it. I don't care where guys are from. It doesn't really
Yeah.
matter to me. But once it comes Olympic time, then I'm like, okay, what's that team gonna look like? Uh,
Well, Canada's going to be disgusting. So that's what we do now. I think Crosby would still make it. Bergeron will make it.
who's gonna be the goaltender now? Price probably. Are they gonna go with Price or
Flurry, maybe?
not likely? He'll be too old at that time.
You
Uh,
think?
yeah, I think he's gonna be maybe, but I mean, let's who else could it be? Hellebuck.
I just
Helleb
can't get no Hellbuck's US.
What's that? Is he American?
Hellbuck's US.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah, he's
oh.
American.
Well, you're gonna have Hellebuck on your team. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
let's go.
Yeah, that's
I need to get a
that's
USA hockey jersey.
it's funny. You know what? There isn't much for Canadian goaltenders right now. Fleury might actually be on there. Carter Hart if he can get his head out of his butt. Uh, yeah, that's really
Yeah.
Flurry, Islanders, or
Are
Varlamov.
you looking at like, oh, I'm trying to look at current NHL players by country on top of their game. Uh,
Oh, Gibson. Is Gibson American too?
I think he's American.
Wow, you guys are gonna have some killer goaltending.
Yeah, but
Holy
you guys are gonna have
crap!
killer centers though with Bergeron, Crosby, McKinnon,
Yeah,
David.
he's
That
American. You're gonna have Gibson and Hollebuck as your
yeah,
goaltenders.
buddy, that's
That's
gonna be our
freaking
goalies.
crazy. Holy
Yay!
crap! I think
Yeah.
Canada could be in trouble here, man. The American team is going to be insane.
Well, you guys have Price and Flurry.
Price and Flurry, yeah, but
That's
they're
pretty
getting a
darn
little
good
long.
though.
They're getting a little long in tooth. You got to remember, like especially the Olympics after this with all those. What's a Florida goaltender when he's going to be a couple years older?
Spencer Knight.
Spencer Knight. And all of those guys from that draft, all of those guys from the draft that were drafted, and what isn't Caulfield American?
I don't know.
I think he is. I'm almost positive of it. Yeah, Caulfield's American. You guys are gonna have a sick. This one is still gonna be probably pretty good, but we'll have Couturier. Couturier.
Wait for Sean Couturier, you mean?
Yeah, Philadelphia Flyers. We'll
Yeah,
have Couturier.
I'm
So
looking.
that's our centers. Uh, who are we gonna have for wingers? Um, we can put Stamkos on the wing, but he's gonna be
Mar-
older.
Marchand.
Marchand. We'll have Marchand for sure. He should
No,
still be.
Kucherov's Russian. I mean, it should be America versus Canada in the final.
I don't know. The Russians are really good. Finland. Somebody mentioned Finland here is going to be really good. Blackwood.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill T
Yeah.
said Blackwood. Jeremy Swayman could be, but
Didn't
is he going to be
Hasek
that
carry
good at
the
that time?
Czech Republic, and that team was just not very good at all, but he got a gold out of it anyway?
Yeah, everybody in the chat, give us a whole bunch of guys that are American Canadian. Let's put them up there and we'll talk about it.
Pearlo, didn't you hear me? Hasek's from the Czech Republic.
Yeah,
Didn't he like win a gold by himself pretty much?
probably. Yeah, I mean that was a good lineup. Yeah, you got to remember there was Yager was on that team. There was a lot of good guys on that team. The Czechs were pretty strong back then.
I just heard it wasn't like as good as
Bobby
the other one.
Holik. Yeah, but I mean that's yeah. When you've got Hasek, you've got a chance. I still
Yeah,
say he's the best goaltender that ever played the game.
yeah, I would agree with that. He is.
Marchand is a good one. Bergie should be, but I mean, that's what I think. Canada's always huge up the middle. Uh, Canada's always. I'm just trying to think
Yeah, those Canadian centers are
who
just
our
nasty.
our wingers are going to be. Like Canada's not as stacked as they once were.
Where
They're
do you where
not.
do you find the information of the nationalities of players?
I just go on Cap Friendly and I look through like Jonathan Marchessault could be on there, I suppose. Max Pacioretty,
Yeah,
he's
Pat's
American. Max Pacioretty's American.
Hey, America. Where do you find the
Yeah,
nationalities though? Do you get a
I just
players?
pressed the name and I just pressed the name on Cap Friendly and see if
Oh,
anybody
I
played
see.
it.
See, I wish there was like a list of
Mark
like.
Stone. We'll have Mark Stone. He is Canadian. He's from Winnipeg. So we'll have Mark Stone. Mark Stone and McDavid. That'll be pretty killer.
All right, here's the hockey writers. I'm gonna go to
And our
them real quick.
defense is going to be insane.
So here's the USA 2022 roster projection. So our centers are going to be Austin Matthews, Eichel, Larkin, JT Miller, and Jack Hughes. This is just projections. This is a Charo, yeah. Well, Ovi will clearly make the Russian team. And then our wingers will be Goodrow, Patty Kane, Kyle Connor, Brock Boser, Jake Gensel. No, we have Pacioretty. He's US.
That's a sick
Or did
lineup,
Brady?
dude.
Yeah, Brady Kachuk, Matthew Kachuk. Oh, the Kachuk brothers are American. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the Brinket possibly too.
You
Okay.
guys are stacked. You guys are more
Yeah,
stacked.
and our goaltending, like you said, is Hellebuck and Gibson, and then
What about the
Demko will be
defense?
third.
What about the defense?
Wierenski, Jones, Quinn Hughes, John Carlson, Jacob Slavin, Charlie McAvoy, Torrey Krug, and Ryan Suter. That's a pretty solid decor there. That's sexy. I think we have a chance
I
at
think you've
that.
got
That's
a really good chance of winning.
And then let me this is what the hockey writers are projecting. And then for Canada, they're projecting for centers Crosby, McDavid. Well, McDavid's going to go number one over Crosby. I guess it doesn't really matter. Crosby, McDavid, Ryan O'Reilly, Bergeron, Couturier. Where's McKinnon at? Oh, they're putting him at wing on here?
McKinnon, yeah.
They're putting
Yeah, we have too many centers. That makes sense.
Jesus Christ, at center depth. Filth.
Yeah.
McKinnon on there, Stamkos at wing. Marner at wing, Scheifele at wing. Oh, Scheifele at wing too? Jesus. Braden Point at wing. How do you guys have so many centers?
Yeah, our center
That's like
depth is insane. So that's what I
good
thought.
Lord have mercy.
That's
Yeah,
that's
Braden
why
Point at
that's
wing.
why I was looking at who I was looking at the wingers and I couldn't find any. We do that all the time. We have to play centers on the wing all the time.
Yeah, Point on the wing, Stone, Taylor Hall, who's overrated but still pretty good. John Tavares and Barzil. Man, you guys, that's mostly just centers right there.
Yeah,
The only natural wingers are on there are Marner, Stone,
I forgot about Marner.
and
I forgot about
Barzil.
Marner. Yeah, I forgot about Marner. Our defense probably is going to be pretty stacked.
Yeah, Morgan Riley, Dougie, Kale McCarr, Shea Weber. But Weber's getting a little older though. Shea Theodore, Alex Petrangelo, Thomas Shabbat, Drew Doughty. Doughty's getting older too. Um, and then your goalies are Carey Price, Binnington, and Carter. Where's Flurry though?
Carey
Are they
Price,
just
because he's
projecting him
old.
to retire by then or something?
Carey Price, Binnington, and who?
Carter Hart.
Carter. Yeah, see, I'd say you guys, the Americans have the better lineup.
I would say you guys have the better centers.
Yeah,
I think we have the better natural wingers, like just deeper there.
you
And
got better
then
defensemen, better goaltending.
you think better defensemen?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh
With that list that you gave me, except for McCarr, I think United
yeah,
States has a
I need to compare them side by side. I have it pulled up here. So centers, no question, the Canadians have that unlocked. That's not even a debate. Um, Goodrow. We have Patty Kane at wing too. Whew. And then Kucherov's Russian. We got Gensel, the Kachuk brothers. Yeah, I would definitely give us the edge on wing because we have more natural wingers. And then defense there, defense is close. Yeah, I guess I could see the edge coming to us a little bit too because I've been saying it forever. Jacob Slavin is way too underrated. I mean, Carlson's good offensively with the defensive side. Renski, such a, I mean, Quinn Hughes is pretty. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Defense is about even.
I don't think
That's
so. I think you got
no.
the. I
You
think
think
you got the better defense.
maybe
Uh,
by like a hair?
but McCarr changes things a lot. He'll be a year older. He's going to be like an absolute disgusting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That changes it.
yeah. We have the edge in goalie play too. I mean, it'll be interesting. Assuming that'll be the final. I want to see who Russia has on here. So Malkin, Vladislav, other centers that don't even matter. I don't even think they're in the NHL. But the top line of Ovi, Malkin, Kucherov, and then you got Panarin on the wing. You got Sveshnikov on the wing. You got Tarasenko on the wing. You got Kaprizov on the wing. Kovalchuk, who's like 100 years old. Busnevich. The Russians have some good wings too, man.
Yeah,
Radulov
and they
too.
got Vasilevsky.
Oh yeah, and Bobrovsky and Shesterkin. Oh my God, those Russian goalies.
Vasilevsky and Shosturkin. I wouldn't even invite Bobrovsky. What are you doing?
Oh my God, those goalies are
Unless he
filthy.
has a huge year next year.
Well, I would say if you're comparing us three, the Russians have the best goalies.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
sick goaltending tandem for sure.
I mean,
Shosturkin and
the centers are a little thin, but the wing is looking sexy. They might even have the best wing too. And then defense, you have Provorov, Sergachev, Orlov, Romanov. I mean, the defense is just kind of
it's okay.
like,
It's okay.
yeah, it's mostly the wingers and the goalie.
Check out the Swedes. The Swedes will be really good. You got
Yeah,
Pedersen.
yeah,
Uh,
Pedersen's good. So their centers are pretty respectable. You got Zivanejad, Backstrom, Carlson, William Carlson, Elias Lindholm, and then your wingers are Elias Pettersson, William Nylander, Gabriel Landeskog. Oh wow, uh, Nyquist, Philip Forsberg, Victor Arvidsson, Silverberg's pretty good too. Victor Olofsson, Lucas
it's, it's not
Raymond,
bad.
and then
Defensively, yeah. Hedman.
D- Hedman, John Klimberg, Dahlin's been a bust. I don't think he's really anything that
No,
special.
he'll be okay. But
Eric
yeah,
Eric Carlson, who's like not as good as he used to be. Um, Hampus Lindholm, Oliver Ekman Larson, Matt, whatever, Ekholm,
yeah,
Rasmus Anderson.
their defense
Uh,
would be their strength for sure.
you think their defense would be their strength?
Yeah, that's a pretty strong defense. But
Yeah.
goaltending, who's
Jacob Markstrom, Robin
oh
Leonard, and
oh yeah
Linus Hallmark. I mean, it'll be Markstrom and Leonard.
yeah
That's pretty good. I mean, I like their centers. Winger. I mean, yeah, Sweden's got a pretty good team. Wingers are back to bowl a little bit. I like their centers. I mean, I would still say it comes down to U.S. and Canada.
yeah. You got to
And
remember, I wouldn't doubt that. Where's Kaprizov from?
he's
Wasn't he on?
Russia.
So he was already on that team.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that Caulfield actually forces his way into the U.S. lineup. To tell you the honest truth, the way he's going, I'm pretty sure he's.
Should I check the Czech Republic? I guess I may as well.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think they.
Obi's not going anywhere.
No, no,
Let's. I'm looking at the comments. That's not even like a.
no.
Yeah, that's not.
He's
Yeah.
either going to Russia.
Oh wow! You know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He'd be going to Russia or
You know,
Spain.
I just realized they don't even have Kuznetsov on the Russian team.
Oh wow.
That's stupid. How do you not have They have this. They have Vladislav Namestik. Who is that guy in Barbie?
Nemeshnikov.
Is he even in
Wow.
the NHL?
Yeah, he is. He plays for Detroit now.
Yeah, this list is stupid. You have to have Kuzi in the Russian. You have to
Yeah,
have him in there.
I don't know what's going on with Kuzi though. There's obviously some
Did
issues
he?
there.
Yeah, I mean, did he make Putin upset or something?
I don't know. We don't know what's been going on with Kuzi. Obviously bad enough that he's
Putin's
no
a
longer on
loser. Who
Washington
cares? All
No
right.
longer he's no longer going to be a Washington Capital for a reason. So maybe they don't like those reasons and don't want to take a
Yeah.
chance on. And they didn't make the decision. So this is just a bunch of guys that came up with something.
Well,
So
yeah.
we
They
don't.
probably forgot about Kuznetsov.
If we
Like,
look deeper at this, like I'd have
if
to look deeper
Kuznetsov
at this.
doesn't make the Russian team, that's just.
Okay,
Ru-
some notable guys I didn't hear on this team. What about I didn't hear Huberto. Huberto's got to be on the
Or
Canadian team. How could Huberto not be on the Canadian team? Come on now. Huberto's a
yeah,
natural winger. He's going to be on that Canadian team for
yeah, he
sure.
should. Well, this is all projections too, so it's
I know,
like,
but I'm just saying, like, this is how we know that it's not really.
yeah, they had it forgotten. I mean, there are a lot of like, I mean, Oshi's not on the U.S. team.
Yeah, well, he's getting up there. It's possible. That's a pretty
Yeah,
stacked team.
and Olympics aren't the Olympics more like shootout oriented too?
Um, yeah, I suppose, yeah, but
Because
I don't know how much of a stock they put into that.
yeah, because Oshi's like a master of the shootouts. Well, yeah, maybe. I guess he has an outside chance. Let me go to where's that? Oh, there's Czech Republic. That's what I wanted to look at. Um, so Czech Republic, Thomas Hurdle, David Krejci, Martin Nikas. Their centers are just and then you got Vron on the wing, Past on the wing, Zadina on the wing, Voracek on the wing, Palat on the wing, Kubelik on the wing.
Hmm.
You got other unknown guys. Oh, their defense is poo. Oh Lord, I'll tell you. Oh my God, I just want to vomit. All it is like Michael Kempney, who has been injured forever,
Yeah.
and Radko Good. I mean, yeah, God, I don't even want to read it anymore because I'm just going to throw up. Um, and then their goalie is Mrazek, Francois. Like, that's not even really anything to drool over. Um, I don't think we looked at. Did we look at Switzerland? No, we didn't.
No, I
What's
wouldn't. Don't
Switzerland?
worry about that. Did you do Finland already?
Yeah,
Finland.
Switzerland.
Finland will have a
Switzerland,
better team than
Switzerland, some cheeks. Um, all right, so you got Barkov, Aho. Oh wow, that's already
Stutzla.
sexy.
Stutzla.
I don't see Stutz. I'm just looking at centers.
Oh,
I don't see
Stützle is
Stutz.
German. He's German. Never mind.
Okay, so yeah, Finn's got Barkov at center, Aho, Rupe Hintz, Kakanyemi. That center is pretty nice for Finland. And then the wingers are Laine, Teravainen, Rantanen, Kapakako, Kapanen, Jonas Donski. I probably said that wrong, but whatever.
Donskoy, yeah. Jonas
Yeah,
Donskoy, yeah.
Donskoy. Yeah. Okay, so yeah,
It's not a
Finland's
bad
got
roster.
yeah, and
And
then their
it's
defense.
more of a team too, like a lot of
Yeah,
grinders and stuff like that.
yeah, and then you got Lindell, Mira Heiskanen, Sammy Vatanen, Rasmus Ristolainen. I mean, defense is just kind of eh. And then you got Tuukka Rask at goalie. Man,
It,
maybe Tuukka could be done by then. Hang on a second. Hello?
probably.
Yeah, because Tuukka's up there in age. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Tuukka's up there in age. He might be done after this year. Uh, yeah, Tuca's up there in age, so he'll probably be done. And then Germany, I don't think Germany would be anything that special. All it is like Drysdale. Yeah, Germany's yeah.
No,
Mm,
Germany's not going to be there, but at least they got a couple of guys now. Somebody said the rumor is that Jack Eichel wants to play for Vegas, but
oh,
that's fine. But I mean, I think Vegas can get Jack Eichel, but they got to get a third team involved. It's got to be a three-team trade, because honestly, if they were if they were to get Eichel, they would have to trade Glass. I'll take a look here real quick. There's nobody watching, so nobody cares now. So
yeah. There's it's down to three.
everybody's left now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I feel like be good. Good goal
This
to
is
good
great. We can do
defense.
whatever we want now. Nobody's
Yeah, I mean,
really
there's like
watching anymore.
7 minutes left. I gotta get rolling. At exactly 5.
Okay, that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
I'll
it's just
just
for fun, whatever. Yeah, I mean,
let's.
U.S. and Canada are clearly the best too. I would say if it goes down to 4, it'd be U.S., Canada, probably Finland and Russia.
I think U.S. I think well, U.S. has the best roster there, but I mean that. It,
It's looking like it'll be U.S. versus Canada.
yeah, probably. Um, so like if they were to do that trade, it's gonna cost them
Well, Eichel's what, 10 mil a year?
10 million a year. They're gonna have to give Mike. They would have to give up a player off their roster.
Yeah, Bill Fleury's gonna stay with Vegas. I don't see Fleury leaving
I,
Vegas.
I, I don't know.
We talked about this. Vegas is
I'm
gonna keep
going
both of
back
them.
and forth on it right now.
No, you got to keep both of them, especially since Fleury is
No.
getting a little bit older.
Now
You
that
got to keep both
they could
goalies.
they if for an Eichel trade they might no they won't throw Lehner in there. There's no way because Lehner already played for Buffalo and they threw him aside when they found out he. So that's
Yeah,
not
like,
gonna
I think
happen.
later just retire. Like, all right, I'm not
They
playing
would have
anymore.
to trade William Karlsson probably, and then a whole basically every prospect that they have on their roster. They have William Karlsson, Nicholas Hag, first round picks for days, Cody Glass, Peyton Krebs. Like they wouldn't have anybody left in their. They wouldn't have any prospects left after that trade.
Yeah, but their window's now.
It's true, but you got to have some depth. Like if you have one,
Yeah,
like they don't have, they wouldn't have any depth at all, man. It would be brutal. So I think they'd have to get a third team involved so they can do something really creative to get somebody like Eichel. I am sure they'll be in on it though. Flurry was depressing to watch the last couple series. They got in their head, man. I'm gonna say Montreal. Montreal to me is the will go down. This Montreal team will go down as the greatest team ever that I know of to get into the opposition's head. I think the best agitator team of all time. I think what Corey Perry did and helped these guys become to get into the heads of the goaltending, the players, and all that stuff like that. is epic. I've never seen anything like it. I think it has as much to do with why they're there as anything else besides maybe Carey Price. Like that's how much I think that they did it. Like when you think about it. Were we talking before about how I think that they got into Shifley's head and that's the reason why he was so vicious at the end of when he had that hit.
I think you did say something about that.
Yeah, and, I mean, and then Matthews and Marner looked totally mentally distraught after that series, after the Tavares went down, and then Stone, they totally got in his head, and Pacioretty's too. I'm not like they were. It was unbelievable, unbelievable. I really think so. To me, that's going to be what I'm looking for in Tampa Bay. What can they get in Vasilevsky's head? What are the? I bet you they're all looking up every personal thing they can find on every player, and they're just going to attack them emotionally
And
the
they're just
whole
looking at their
freaking
social
game.
media pages. What dirt can we find?
Absolutely, I wouldn't doubt it at all, dude. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Well, we got 3 minutes left. So, anyways, we know we're the only site out there that's talking about the Olympics a year and a half before it
Yeah, because we were running out of stuff. Like, sure, we'll look at the projected roster for now.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
But
well, these numbers come up.
a
Yeah,
lot of things can change
that's true.
because we got like, we got these young guys coming up that uh, you got these young guys coming up that didn't that you never know. Like you got first round picks coming up that could just blow us right out of the water and be on these teams. And Anaheim, uh, I mean, there's some American players that are coming up right now that are already looking good that can blow everybody out of the water. So it's hard to say. But from what I saw, I think the Americans have the best roster going into it. Um, yeah, I think that they got into Fleury's head. Fleury's a very emotional guy. So if you want to get into a goaltender's head, that's the guy to get into it. And I think that's the reason why DeBoer kept on going back with Lehner. I think DeBoer was like, oh my gosh, they got into Fleury's head here. Like he's a basket case. So we're gonna put Lehner in there, who is a little on the, he's a little on the rocky side already. So that's that's what I think happened. I really think that they did that. So we'll see if they can do it to Tampa Bay. That's going to be I don't know if that's going to be more difficult or not. I never thought Stone would be skating around like a 16-year-old on the ice. I never thought I'd ever see that. Like
That's the thing to think about too. Like Tampa, I mean not Tampa. Like Montreal has gone up against some good forwards and has like neutralized a lot of them.
yeah, they did
Yeah,
neutralize a lot of those of the big players.
Stone, Matthews was limited. Like a lot of people. Yeah, I'm excited to see what goes on. Tampa's going to be a whole nother level, but I'm pumped, man. Yeah, I'm ready to check all that out. See what transpires. But yeah, it is 5 o'clock here, and it is 5 o'clock in I guess the eastern part of Canada too. So 5 o'clock here
Yep, we're gonna
somewhere.
head out. All right, guys, that's our full 42 today. Thanks for coming in. I'll give everybody a little Pearlo dance on the way out. See you tomorrow, 3 to 5. We'll be talking about the game tonight, and who knows else what we'll be talking about. She's talked about Olympics today. Might as well
Yeah,
talk about what is it, 2026 Olympics. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Is that what it is? I don't know what it is. Okay,
projected roster 2026.
why not? Okay, bye.
Yeah.